I don't even know the name of the street.
Shinsaibashi Dori.
Shinsaibashi Dori. And Dori is river, isn't it? No?
River. Kawa is river.
Kawa is river. So what's the Dori mean?
Dori means street.
Street. Oh, that's 2 weeks. So we've just had dinner. So this is Mika, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you, I always have to check if I have the volume. Sorry, I always make sure. Good. So those of you who remember Heigo, of course this is not Heigo, you will know Mika. She is a professional tour guide here in Japan. She is a friend of mine, and finally we get to catch up. And so we just thought we will take you for a little walk out here, and then when you come back to the Osaka region, you can contact Mika.
Please do.
Please do. But it's fun to have. So we just had dinner here, and we had barbecue. My friend Rod as well, and some people from our tour. So that was great fun. But we're going to go up to the famous street, just a few streets up. So we'll come around here, and then we will just curve that around. There we are. See? So we are in Osaka. Now, Osaka is apparently the third largest city. You'll see, yes. It's the third largest city in Japan, is it not? It says Tokyo, Yokohama.
Tokyo, Yokohama, I think third or fourth.
Third or fourth. But when I read, so if you read about Osaka,
Yes.
it says 2.7 million. But if you take Osaka, Kobe, Kyoto, it's more like 20 million people. So that is a huge area. Oh, Martine, there you are.
Hello,
Martine. Hey, Martine, put out a notice that we are live right now, if you don't mind. So we have just had barbecue dinner, of course, because now that's not true. I had delicious sashimi last night, but we had barbecue tonight. By the way, I know I've shown on all the tours, but here's all the vending machines you get in Japan everywhere. And there's a Starbucks at the end of the road. Starbucks, a lot more than I remember. Now, 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven started in Texas in the 1920s, but it was introduced in about 1968 into Japan. Its headquarters are still in Texas, but it's a Japanese company now. And 7-Eleven is amazing here because at home, it is just a convenience store. But here you can go in there and have fresh food, and it's literally open. They changed the name to 7-Eleven. That was its hours. It's now 24 hours a day. But I promise you would go in there and actually eat the food, and it's fresh and clean, whereas other parts of the world, you maybe wouldn't do that. So now, if you had to pick, Mika, your favorite food, what is your number one favorite food?
I would say unagi, eel.
Eel, yeah. That's Kyoto is famous for eel.
Kyoto is also, yes, but Tokyo is also
Tokyo is
famous.
as well.
Nagasaki is also famous for that. Every region has a slightly different way of cooking and flavoring.
But that is your favorite. That's interesting. Yeah, it's this is a big city, and it's interesting because you see people who are dressed in funny ways. I really like it. By the way, there's in competition with 7-Eleven, you have Lawson and you have Family Mart, and it's really three of them, and they're everywhere. And everything you need, you can get. Now, we're in a bit of a magic time for tourists in Japan, not for Japanese people, but the yen has lost about a third of its value. And so suddenly a country that was always very expensive is suddenly much more affordable for all of us. Oh, look at this on the ground. Isn't that nice?
Osaka Castle.
That's Osaka Castle. And I was in Osaka Castle today, which was great fun. Now, you see it is, we are, what time is it? About 7 o'clock at night? I don't know. It's, almost 8 o'clock at night, yes. 7:45. So it means for people in Canada, the United States, they will watch this on replay because it's too late. People in the UK are awake, so that's good news. But that's where we are. So my friend Mika started doing tours, virtual tours during the pandemic, but you started later.
Quite late, yes.
Quite late, yeah.
Yes.
But you were showing a lot of the interesting festivals and cultural elements, which is really interesting. So I actually know quite a few people in Japan because of that, which is a really neat, well, it's obviously a really wonderful thing. So can you tell us, Mika, because I don't know what that says up top there, up on the street.
Ah, it says Shinsaibashi. Shinsaibashi is a name of this area.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, also we go off the tube station.
Yeah. Oh, Shinsaibashi.
Shinsaibashi.
Oh, that's our neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we took the tube or the underground, or the metro, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you call it here? You call it metro, don't you? Oh, I think this taxi is turning here.
We just say chikatsu. Yeah, metro is probably
Metro is the-
more closer.
The taxis. Now, taxis are still very expensive in Japan.
It is.
Yeah, but the doors open automatically, and the drivers wear gloves. There's the freshness burger over there.
Freshness burger. My
so
favorite is Moss burger.
is Moss Burger. You know what? I have not had a Moss Burger on this trip, and I
you
promised I
have
would.
to.
I did before when I was here with
Okay.
Finn. Yeah, he knew it. Yeah, it is fun. You like the teriyaki Moss Burger, or
I do.
you do? Yeah, it's sort of famous, isn't it? Yeah. So, but we have to go up to the canal. That's what we have to show everyone up here. So, I have another day with my group, and then everything starts to wind up. And I theoretically have about a day and a half in Taiwan, but there seems to be a typhoon heading towards Taiwan. So I'm not sure what that'll be like. A Moss Burger, Martinez just asked. Sirens. I'll just let that go. You don't hear that very much. And
So if
yeah, it's
are we
perfect.
walking towards the
Yeah.
river?
Yep, because the view is so beautiful down the river.
Okay.
That's where all the really wild stuff is. But a Moss Burger is a fast food chain in Japan here. But of course, they cook it to order. There we go. So it's fun to see. So look at these big streets. There's Rock and Rodney over there. You're on screen, Rod. You can go your mom. Rod has become world famous now. it is. It's fun to make Mika laugh. So, but we have. There are a lot of foreigners here. There were. Oh, look at this. By the way, if you don't speak any Japanese, it's so easy to order food because you go and point at it. Oh, that is Okiyama. There's a name for this food.
Okonomiyaki?
Okonomiyaki. Yeah, and that comes from Hiroshima, doesn't it?
Yeah, Hiroshima.
Yeah, it is Hiroshima food.
Hiroshima and Osaka is very famous for okonomiyaki as well.
So, and you make it on a flat plate. I did it once where I cooked it myself
You
in a
did it?
restaurant in Hiroshima.
On teppan. It's
On
like
teppan. Yeah.
teppanyaki. Just
Teppanyaki. Yeah, like teppan. Yeah. That was great fun. So the food is easy. It's very clean. I was saying to Mika that we love the beef here. It's I like it, except I do get very thirsty at night because it's so salty. All the soy and salt, and so that would be the only thing I think that is unhealthy about it. I think the rest of it is healthy. Now, no? What's that gentleman selling?
I don't think he's speaking in Japanese.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know which language
Hey,
it
Rod,
was.
he's not speaking Japanese. Rod knew immediately. Rod said he thinks he's speaking Tibetan. Do you know, the other day I went into a shop and the gentleman said to me, "Oh, where are you from?" Very friendly. And he was from
This way?
Nepal. He was Nepalese.
Oh.
And of course, I have a closeness to Nepalese people because they climb mountains. So there is a pizza place. You start to see lots of Italian restaurants in Japan now.
I agree. Italian and also French. as
French,
well?
yeah.
There are many French.
French
style
bakeries, yes. Yeah, that's true. And there's the golfing, of course, which in Japan is always, yeah, they have all these driving ranges with like 3 levels to them. Oh, here we go. We can get across the street. There. See? Mika walks like a big city person. These streets just go on forever. Check that out. So, this city is massive. So, the greater Osaka, say, is 20 million. So, what's happening over here? What are they selling?
Very traditional Japanese dessert sweets. For example, this is dorayaki. Dorayaki.
And what is in it?
The brown bit is sweet red beans paste.
Oh, red bean paste. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Ah. And my friend Rod bought 3 bottles of sake to take as gifts. I'm just going to show everyone the street we just came down. See? It's fun to see. And then up on the left, they're showing the club speed. But there's where we went down. Big streets. Now, this is also a little bit like the nightclub area, isn't it? Down here?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. There's last night we were walking along and I saw a woman come out of a bar and she was dressed like a police person, but in a very, very short skirt.
Okay,
And
cosplay.
yeah, cosplay. So, can you define cosplay to me?
It's hard. You dress up and then so you'd like to pretend as if you're a certain character. Many Japanese people like doing cosplay with animation characters, or it doesn't necessarily have to be anime characters. It can be like, I don't know, famous movie character or
So it's costume.
it's
really.
Costume. Some people do like maybe, how can I say, neat hairstyle as well. You really make a copy using your body.
Yes.
Yeah. You'd like to be like someone else.
Right. So sort of acting,
Sort of.
but it's not. It's a different, subtle, cultural difference, isn't it?
Yes. Some people spend quite a lot of money on preparing those costumes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not. Well, the woman I saw last night, I think she was doing it to make money. I think she was coming out of a bar, right? Which we learned a lot about on this trip, which I know nothing about. But the other ones, they do it on Sundays just for fun, right? And it's
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Did you ever dress up in cosplay?
No, I've never tried it.
It's-
But I like dressing up in kimono.
Oh, in kimono, yeah, more traditional. Yeah, that's. But it's beautiful. Look at this nice sculpture up here. It's yeah. Sometimes I dress up like a skier, and then I go skiing.
Oh, you,
And sometimes I dress up like someone going swimming, and I go swimming. so, so we each have our own style. But of course, we are on one of the most crowded islands in the world. I've talked about this on all the tours. Just Hongshu is 104 million people. Right? You think the Great Britain is 66 million. Right? It's amazing to think how many people are here, and yet how much green space they have actually protected in Japan, which is wonderful. You know, that part I think is really fun. Hey, do you know from here where the Sky Garden is? The Osaka, I might be getting the name wrong. They're towers and they have these escalators between them. I went there once. You know what I'm talking, yeah.
yeah, I think it is near Umeda Station, Osaka Umeda Station.
Oh, it's just there. Yeah, that's where we met.
Too far.
Yeah. I didn't do it this time with my group because the last time I did it, it was already so crowded. And if people don't like crowds, you get stuck up there. Oh, careful with this bicycle. So last night we must have been walking down a couple of streets that way.
That way?
We must have because it was busier.
Easier.
Yeah.
Do
But-
you prefer?
Well, we'll just get up to the river because once you see the river, we see all the fun stuff of Osaka. So the architecture is very functional. It's built for earthquakes, and but the green spaces are very protected in Japan. So that was fun. But Osaka's fun. Rod, what have you thought of Osaka compared to? I mean, it's not to compare.
Osaka and Tokyo, but I've really enjoyed Osaka.
You really enjoyed Osaka, yeah?
More centralized.
Yes, yeah. All the life and activity is very central in Osaka. So, Mika, what is hi there? What is happening over here? What is this bar here? I just don't think that's a bar I'm going to go into.
It has なんだろうね some ladies can entertain you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
it says Osaka style. So
Osaka.
I guess they will be very super friendly.
It is a friendly city. Yeah. That's hi there. Oh, hi. It's nice to see someone joining from Florida because it's late there. I know it's been very hard doing live tours in Japan because of the time zone.
Yeah.
Right? It's really early in the morning here. There's the Ginza Global style. But I like that connection between the buildings up top there. The other thing about Japan that we just keep repeating is you walk around anywhere you want and you feel safe. I have my wallet in my back pocket. I'm not scared of anyone stealing it. Right? It's so nice that way. And there's a gentleman smoking, but a lot less tobacco than I've seen in the past here. So we're gonna walk up as far as the river. But we've been talking, Mika and I have been talking a lot about tourism into Japan, and then of course, international travel, but tourism in Japan has just exploded. The hard part, what did you say now for how long you have to reserve a bus?
3 months.
3 months in advance to get a tour coach.
Charter bus.
Charter bus, yep. So when you come to Japan, and everyone in my group will attest. So when we went to Osaka Castle today, which is gorgeous and well run, but we had a reservation, which again, we make 3 or 4 months out. And they say to me, you cannot change anything. But when we arrive there, we have our own entrance. And people were standing in a line that looked like it was nearly a kilometer long to get tickets. So that's the advantage to group travel here right now. So always try and get a group together. And in Japan, a group seems to be 15 or more when I see the entrance signs. Right? So, but that's been a really, really significant thing to see. So it's pretty neat. Now, this is another thing. See these bicycles? Rod? No locks.
No locks.
See? Like, clearly, yeah. Well, we've seen so many the last few days, and nobody's worried about their bicycle being stolen.
They can be stolen.
I'm sure it can happen, but
It happens quite recently.
Did
I
it?
think the number is increasing.
is it? Because I think we're going to... Oh, there's one with a lock. Because I think when we finish our walk, we'll take a bicycle home. Are those locked?
Yes, so.
I don't know. It's pretty cool. A city of 3 million, and look at that walkway between the buildings up there. Isn't it amazing? It's pretty well. Now, another thing about Japan, though, for travelers, there's so many of these little kind of blocks here, and they're so low that if you're not used to it, you can trip. And I know if you're used to it, these ones are terrible for men because they're a certain height. But you just need to be aware that there's a lot of little lips and edges to things. So for a country where everything works, there's actually quite a lot that you have to watch your step on. It's also a country that's had a lot of earthquakes, so the ground has had a lot of movement. Now, Kobe is interesting that way. You see the earthquake park? Yeah. That was 1995, was it?
1995
or 7? Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
No, but it was, it was news around the world because it was so big.
Yeah.
But they rebuilt it well. But see, they squeeze in a lot of green. So I think we're nearly at the river up here, aren't we? Unless I'm all wrong. But the big covered walkways, we were in a fish market today. And
Almost there.
yeah, almost there. Great. We're going to walk up as far as the river, everyone. So just a little taster of the evening in Osaka. And then after we log off, we're all going out dancing. Right, Rod?
No.
Rod is really looking forward to his 3 flights to get back to Calgary in a couple of days. So that'll be fun for him. Look at this bicycle parking over here. How cool is that? It's really fun to see. These walkways up here. Do you know, every time I walk down one of these streets, I seem to walk down a different one. I honestly didn't think this was the way we're walking, but we're walking here now. So it's neat to see. But Mika, you spend more of your time in a much quieter part of the prefecture. Guiding.
Guiding. That's true. That's true. Yeah, much quieter place. I live. I do guiding in Tamba Sasayama City. That's in Hyogo Prefecture. We are now in Osaka, but the place I do guiding is in Hyogo.
Hyogo. But you are a national tour guide.
I am, yes. I'm a national licensed tour guide, so I can actually do guiding in any places.
And that was a hard course to do.
For me, yes, it was.
Well, not just for you, because Eriko told us it was very hard for her too. I mean, yeah, it's a very difficult course. Like I said, I heard that they have only 20% who pass on the first test. How long was the course?
It's not a course, but you have to go through. You have to pass an exam, and there's only once. This exam is held once a year.
Oh, I see.
So some people choose to go to a special school to get ready for the exam, but some people choose to study by themselves. So either way is fine. As long as you pass the exam, you get a license.
So my friend Stuart in Rome, he's the only person in the world that has a London license and a Rome license.
Wow.
Yeah, he married a woman from Rome, and so he went. But in London, it was a 2-year course. In Rome, it's what you're describing, where you have this exam.
Yes.
And in Rome, they would sit you down and just ask you a random question. Tell me about this place in Rome. Boom. And it's right or wrong. Is that what your exam was like?
Yeah, our second exam was just like what you said. So interview style exam was the second stage. The first stage is paper exam.
Okay. Oh, written. Yes.
Written.
Yep.
Written test. And then if you pass the written test, then you can move on to the interview.
Oh, I see.
That's
So
the second test.
2 steps.
2 steps.
Right.
Exactly.
And if you are going to be a guide in English, will they test you in English?
They do. Yes.
Oh, yes, they do. Yeah. We were told by the agent I was working with on this trip that that she, for her citizenship in Japan, because she immigrated, her citizenship included a language proficiency test. So for her to become Japanese, she had to prove her ability to write and speak Japanese. And she had to be at 90% or something. It was hard. Oh, here's the river over here, I think, right? I think.
Yes. Shall we cross the? Are we able to cross? Yes, there is a traffic light.
Sure.
For pedestrian.
We always. Oh, there's the sign for Namba. So Namba is the important train station. And then Umeda, Shimichi, and Osaka Port, of course. Look at the size of these places. But even though this is a really, really big, crowded country, there's lots of people, but it's not sort of too busy ever. I shouldn't say that. There are places you feel it. But, I see. So we turn right here.
Yes.
Perfect. And we can do it. Nice. Yep. Oh, we gotta go. There we go. Everybody follows the rules here. It's amazing. The Canadians kind of famously stand minus 40. They still stand at the corner waiting. But here in Japan, no traffic and everyone stands and waits. It's a very common. So when I say river, really Osaka is a whole series of canals and ports, and most of the cities are too. Hiroshima has got really the center is an island, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's have a view down here. It's so beautiful. Look at that. There we are. Look at the reflections out there now. Not fantastic? So it's all quite calm and fun and warm too. What's the temperature, Rob? 18 degrees Celsius at the very end of October. What's your coldest day you remember ever?
-2 or something.
-2.
For you, it's warm.
minus 50. Yeah.
-50.
That's one. So
Oh my
there. So there we are. See, actually, we'll turn around because it's a great view with you and the river behind. By the way, I look really tall by Mika, but I'm not. So
I'm tiny.
but you're not. But look at the reflections down there. All right, but we wanted to do a quick hello with everyone. So isn't that fun? So once I can get and edit it, then I can put in a link for your contact.
Thanks,
So it's fun to see. So peace and love, everyone. Nice to see you. All right. Good night.